Hey everybody, this is Grace, and in this video I want to talk about it's kind of a not narcissistic, but histrionic behavior, but I've seen it in people who have a narcissistic and histrionic blend is what I call it. The behaviors, I'm not diagnosing anybody, it's just the behaviors seem that way. And this one, it's when they are easily influenced by others, okay? And it can be something bad. It doesn't matter. They're easily influenced. And I think it's more of a histrionic, like I said, behavior. But when you add a little narcissistic twist, it can be pretty wild. And so I want to talk about that. Okay, let me give you an example of just that. Say you've been you're married. Let's just go to married. And you're the female, and the other person's male. And you've been married for a while. Let's say you haven't had kids yet, but you're married. You could have kids, but and then you go out with a group of people, and they bring their significant others and stuff like that, and your spouse's boyfriend, girlfriend, friend, whatever. And your spouse, your husband, okay, he finds somebody, another woman, attractive, and even in that, easily influenced. Some would say it has nothing to do with being influenced, but say that person is very overall kind of suggestive, provocative, histrionic. You know, the kind that they wear clothes that you wonder why did they even bother. This type, lots of bling, real loud, talks real loud, laughs real loud. Yeah. And it's like a new shiny object. I don't like objectifying anybody, but in this type of person's mind, yeah, it's like a new shiny object. You know, this husband, and then that woman is dressing herself as she wants that attention, and he's wanting to give the attention, and he's easily influenced by anything. You see? Some people think that, you know, this kind of thing would be, there's somebody behind me trying to get around me. Can you believe that? But some might believe that this kind of thing is, what the crap? Okay, that was some man. I just stopped because he just kept trying to get around me. It was freaky, seriously, how he was trying to get around me. And I'm pulling into a drive here. You saw it. And he's behind me and trying to get around me. Crazy. And then he kept doing it in the parking lot, like trying to move. He must have been in a hurry. I don't care. I don't care if you're in a hurry or not. Not this person in front of me, by the way. Anyway, I stopped and he went around, so he went into one of these stalls to put his gas, and I couldn't remember which side my gas tank was on in this car, in this SUV. I've had so many recently. This is a new one since May, but I haven't used it much. And before that, I had two other ones that I used, three other ones. One was Adam's and two were mine, sold them. Long story there, huh? But anyway, so I drove past him. He's like two stalls down because I had to turn around and come. The other one was out of order. And he was walking across the street and staring at me and shaking his head. He's probably around my age. Shaking his head like I did something wrong. We know that type, don't we? We know that type. They do wrong, they're going to turn it around because they're always right. Yeah. Okay. Get me out of this place. Quickly. I just stopped to get gas. If real life is happening in the middle of this video, I don't even remember what the topic was about. But I stopped to get gas, and my goodness, that not only was that guy there the one that shook his head, but there was one next to me that he was getting beer. Okay, it's not even noon, it's 11 o'clock, 11:19 now. But he was getting beer out of the back of his truck, the bed of the truck, and he couldn't even get the truck thing to close, and beer, two of them, and he's driving. But anyway, he got in his truck, and I was just there to go and you know, put mine in. You know, I was at the, what is it called? Boy, it shook me up a little bit. But I put mine in, you know, to get gas, and my card, and I saw him that he was still connected. He was still pumping gas. Diesel, I guess. So I tapped on his window and and he goes, oh, he knew. So he was, I guess, just trying to stay out of the cold. It's not all that cold. It is 45 degrees. That is not all that cold. I'm Texan too, so I'm saying that's not all that cold. To each their own about what they think is cold, but still, it worried me because think of the combination. He was getting beer before noon. I don't drink at all, so, but yeah, and then he was still plugged up, and then he looked like he got in and started up his motor, so yes, I think I didn't mention the motor, but he turned on the motor on his truck. Now think of that combination. Yeah, wouldn't you think he's forgotten that he still has, the pump in there? And why can't I remember what you call that thing? Seriously, we were at the gas pumps. What is nozzle, I guess? Okay. Yeah, no, I haven't been drinking. It's the word just escaped me. That happens to me too often. That kind of worries me. But anyway, of course, I'm going to tap on his window and say, hey, mister, I have actually seen this happen now. Okay, that somebody drove off with it. Yeah, not good. And then another time I prevented it from happening. The woman, she got all shaken up, because I yelled to say, hey, ma'am, you're still, pumping. And she jumped and she realized she almost took off with it. The nozzle still in her. Oh, cool boy. She's still pumping gas. Let me just put it that way. But yeah, I don't know. That shook me up. Maybe that's why I can't remember the words. Okay. I think we were talking about histrionics. Boy, I was acting like one, huh? But, or people around me were. No. Okay, I'm not gonna blame me on that one. I've been around a lot of histrionic women and men too. They can both be that. Like I said, easily influenced, and that's not all. Like I said, about the way they appear, their appearance and everything. And that's not all. But, yeah, they make everything very dramatic. Now, that situation itself was dramatic. They, however, make it dramatic. They will cause it to be dramatic. They would be the ones getting beer after, before noon and all that. But then some. They would be talking really loud and yelling and all this kind of stuff, making sure, laughing, making sure everybody heard them and saw them. On top of it all. Now, one size doesn't fit all in that, and it's not a diagnosis, but yeah. Okay, another example, or examples of it is how easily they are influenced by, like, a new product. Somebody's selling, somebody's offering a new service, and that person can easily manipulate them. It's very interesting and also very sad and very frightening to be around someone who has a psychopathic tendencies, behaviors, and is with someone who has the histrionic behaviors. Okay, to see the combination, them together, oh my. But yeah, they kind of go together, but the histrionic is more easily influenced by the psychopathic one, and all those combinations of behaviors together, scary. Okay, I've seen it. I'm not diagnosing any of them, but one of them was diagnosed, but not with histrionic behavior. Anyway, but they're easily influenced by somebody else, and often it's somebody who is is a master manipulator, like narcissistic or psychopathic. Along this line, they're very manipulative. Okay, and histrionics can be very manipulative. Somebody who does this on purpose and just tries to con them. It could be a salesperson. What does selling, if you are that type, what kind of behavior is that? If you try to manipulate people into buying your product, okay, what kind of behavior is it? What would you call it? Just sales? Okay, when the person is very manipulative, says things that aren't true, but buffs up the product and says it's this, that, yeah, or the other. And I mean, it could be in anything, any kind of situation where their mood swing, they change their mind a lot. What I've seen, I could be wrong overall, but no, I don't think so. But their moods, their attitudes, moods, whatever, are so easily influenced, they change often, and they just change often without any influence sometimes, it seems. That one minute they can be, agreeing with one person that they should do this or that, and the next minute the other one says, but no, you should do this. They say, okay, yeah, I should do this, and then it goes back and forth and back and forth. They don't know who they're believing. I mean, nobody knows who they're believing or who they're trusting or who they're whatever. But yeah, anyway, I think I'm going to wrap this one up. It was too many distractions. I'll talk to y'all in another video.